Welcome, everybody, to Saves Together, the podcast about playing games together. Whether that means co-op or passing the controller back and forth or just playing the same game at the same time. It doesn't matter how. It only matters that it's together because...
when you save together, you stay together.
Hey, Grace Novak.
Hey, Craigo.
That's me, Craigo.
Anyone ever call you that?
Mm-hmm, and I don't like it. I don't think I like any nicknames.
What about Craigulus?
It's okay. I've never... I don't know.
You won't respond to it, but you'll let it go.
Yeah, I don't like Craigie. Don't do that. That's not even cute
I
or
would
funny.
never do that.
I don't like Craigery.
How
That's
about
not funny.
Craig Bear? Craig
Yes, I don't.
Bear.
I don't consider Bear and me related in any way. Like there's nothing about me that's bear-like. You know what I mean?
How you eat?
No, that's more like raptor.
It's more like a wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like because I wolf it down. That's
Exactly.
why they call it that.
Craig dog, sea dog. That's what I call you.
That's very 2007.
All right. Well,
If we want to get with the times, and maybe it'd be like, I don't know, Craiga Figura, you know?
Wow, that's a mouthful. That's like the opposite of a nickname.
Yeah.
Long
No,
name.
but did you have one like Gracie? I guess that's already sort of some
Gracie only. My grandmother could call me this because her name is also Grace, so yeah, I had to give it to her there.
We wouldn't want her to think she was talking in the third person.
No, it's just that she was the first Grace, so she has the right to the name.
Yeah, that's like my buddy Dan. He's an adult man named Dan, but I still call him Danny because I've known him since I was 0. So
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where I notice when I'm around him.
Did you
I'm the
shake
one that
your
calls
little
him-
baby hands?
Yeah,
Your
definitely
little
we
baby
high five.
handshakes?
What is it? What? Why?
You said you known each other since you were 0.
Well, yeah, but there's not a handshake
I'm just
involved when
thinking
you're a
of
kid.
babies shaking hands.
But I notice when I'm around him, no one else is calling him Danny, but I am, and I wonder if people think I'm weird.
No, they probably know that like you're a childhood friend or at least like a longtime friend. I think people, or you could be anything really. His grandpa,
Well, I hope not.
We're not sure.
But
All right, so what game?
anyways, this is episode 40, and today we're talking about Portal 2. Just like a portal back in time to shake baby hands. No?
Portal 2 brings us
Portal 2,
back to
bringing
the
us
world
together.
of portals and GLaDOS
Together.
and cake.
Portal together saves 2.
There's no cake in Portal 2, right?
I think there is in the story. That's where that whole thing comes from, isn't it?
That's in Portal 1, my friend.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's
Doesn't even know the original internet meme. Wow.
I've never played Portal 1 or Portal 2. I've only played the co-op mode.
I didn't know that. I thought you played Portal 1.
I watched somebody play Portal 2 story mode, and I said, oh, yeah, that's cool.
I watched someone play Portal 1 story mode.
It's fine. I don't have any...
It seems fine and good.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like what we experienced was essentially like a Portal game.
I consider Portal 2 co-op the only... Like, that's what Portal is in my mind.
Yeah.
And obviously that's just because that's all I've played, but, like, I don't need to play the rest. I liked Portal
We're good.
2. But before we get to that stuff, the Portal 2 stuff, let's talk about what we've been playing in our solo time.
Well, am I going first?
You always do.
You didn't
Let's go on
invite me.
break format.
I just don't
format.
remember. No, I
You don't remember what you've been playing?
No, I don't remember if I go first, but I remember now. And I have been playing Link's Awakening, the remake for the Switch. That's been fun and good. And I don't know. It's nostalgic because it's a game I really, really loved when I was younger. I love all the Legend of Zelda games, so I'll always play whatever thing they come out with.
Is there a single Legend of Zelda game you don't like?
I'm not the biggest fan of Majora's Mask, which is a controversial statement. I just never really finished it. It was always... I don't like games with time limits, and I understand that the way Majora's Mask is set up is so that that time limit essentially becomes, like, defunct, but it's still some sort of cycle that it just stresses me out. Okay,
I was borrowing your
stressed out.
copy for the 3DS, and I was really liking it.
I think it's a good game. It's just not my favorite personally. Yeah. So I like Link's Awakening. It's kind of goofy, fun. It's got like some pretty good puzzles, and it's not too long, so I'm enjoying it. And I'm also playing...
Well, have you hit any performance issues?
So that kind of thing for me, in particular with this game, I think is kind of a personal thing. Like, I don't notice it as much as everyone else notices it, but yes, it is there. Yeah. I notice the drop. No, I just don't see it. In the same way, like we live in an apartment in the city, and there are people that kind of above us that kind of stomp around. Essentially, I drone that out. So this is the same thing with this game.
You just heard him doing that because I hear him.
The point is, It's just
right.
kind of a background thing, and that's kind of how I feel about the frame rate situation in this game. It becomes sort of something in the background that I don't really notice anymore. But I know some people are a little more particular about that kind of thing. So
yeah, like when I was like getting into listening to video game podcasts and following like people's opinions and not just reading reviews, right? Like when I really started digging into the hobby and people would talk about frame rate and graphics and stuff, I was like, I don't notice that. I don't care at all. And now, like, I've become a jaded asshole.
I think it just depends on the game and what's happening and the extremity of it. And for me, it's not extreme enough for me to care.
Yeah,
so I don't care. I notice it every so often. I'm like, and then I just move on. It's not a drop that's low enough. I think the biggest issue for everyone, it goes up and down when you switch areas sometimes. But I just don't notice it. I just kind of fly past it.
If it just happens when you're changing scenes and then like it kind of stutters and then it's back and you know when to expect it, you can kind of account for it.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens. I mean, it's not a good thing. I'm not like excusing it, but I'm just kind of I don't really care. And I've also been playing Wilmot's Warehouse, which we talked about last time on the last episode. We talked about Wilmot's, and I'm really liking it. I mean, it's fun. It's kind of cathartic and mind numbing in a good way. I mean, it's fun work essentially.
Is the co-op completely different?
No.
So I can just join your story?
I'm actually not sure if you can join my story if we have to start a new warehouse. Okay. I think you might be able to join my story.
I'd rather start a new one is what I'm at. Is
absolutely.
What I'm getting to. Yeah, because I was like, I want to play this, but I really don't want to jump into your busy, like...
I think it would be fun to start a new warehouse just because everything I put around, I'm the only one that knows how that system works. So.
Little tips and tricks. Probably, I mean, I don't know if there's...
I don't know there's not that many tips and tricks.
Really?
So it's pretty cut and dry. So, what have you been playing?
I have been playing Control, which...
I think you talked about that last time too, right?
I don't think so, because I don't think it was out.
Oh, maybe not, yeah.
Since we do this monthly now, I also can't track which ones I've talked about. I don't remember.
You could go back and listen, frankly.
That's true. Maybe I did.
No
I think,
excuse.
you know what? I think I had just started it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've been playing more of it, and speaking of performance issues...
Does it have issues too?
Well, yeah, it's like intense.
Really bad? Really?
It's predictable, so you can kind of handle it when you're blowing up a lot of stuff, because there's a lot of physics and environmental damage happening. Then it kind of goes a little wild, but it's not the worst. I mean, it's really bad, but it doesn't affect...
It's really bad.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, I think the same way as Legend of Zelda for you, where I'm used to it, so it's fine.
It's not a big deal.
I've also been playing Borderlands 3, which we probably won't do an episode on, because you're not interested.
I mean, we could do an episode on it in the future.
If you didn't like 1, 2 pre-sequel, you're not going to like this one. It's more Borderlands, so it's really good. I don't think I've ever experienced media in a way where I absolutely hate a part of it, but then I love another part. Like, it's so extreme. I hate the writing, I hate the dialogue, I hate the characters, but then I really love the gameplay, so it's fine.
Right.
But it's like, it pisses me off as they're talking. I just want them to shut up. But then, like, I really, really love the game. So I could probably think of things where the dialogue bothers me, but the game is okay, so I let it slide. But this is like such an extreme.
Right.
Like, I love it, so it's like my favorite game. But I have to give the asterisk of like, wait, I don't like the dialogue. Please just stop talking.
The poop gun.
And then, oh God, I blocked it out. It's not just a poop gun, it's a poop skin. I can put that on any gun.
Yeah, right.
Funny. And lastly, Session's out now in early access on Steam. And
that's a skate game.
That's a skateboarding video game. And if you think of skate as a simulator, this is an even more simulator. And I love it. It's rough. It's early. They made some good progress since the demos. I backed it on Kickstarter.
Is this
so
the
I've been
beta
playing.
or alpha or something? This is out for sure?
This is early access. Next phase will be the alpha. Then the next phase will be the beta, and then will be the launch.
It takes so long.
I mean...
The fact that they even let you in this early is interesting.
I've been in since day one, because I backed the thing, and they gave you the prison demo. And speaking of prisons, if you're hearing helicopter noises, the police decided, right as we hit record, they should start searching for someone in the park with their helicopters. So, sorry about that. We're doing our best to stop talking when we hear them fly by, but it's been like 8 times so far, so we're going to stop trying to be so strict about, not talking. Here comes another one.
It may not be too hearable, but we'll see. Just if you hear it, that's what it is.
But yeah, I really like what they've got so far, and I'm excited to see where it goes. Speaking of going somewhere, let's go through a portal to our next segment, where we talk about Portal.
Yay!
That's not. No. What's the Portal sound? Is there a sound when you go through them?
No. Silent as a portal.
Wow. Developed by Valve and published by Valve, Portal 2 was released April 19th, 2011, which I believe is right before the PS3 apocalypse. Were you affected by that at all?
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Right?
I don't know what you're talking about. Sounds extra dramatic, gamer dramatic. In that it probably wasn't that dramatic.
It was pretty dramatic. The PlayStation Network got attacked and went down for months.
Did you hear that guy that DDoS'd WoW? I don't know if you heard about WoW getting DDoS'd and Twitch. He's going to go to jail for like years.
Yeah, he should.
Because he lost Blizzard like millions of dollars.
Yeah, absolutely should.
Anyway, I just thought that was interesting.
We need to make this shit
He was
punishable.
bragging on Twitter about it, and that's how he got arrested. What an idiot.
What a moron.
Yep. Doing it for the clout.
Frankly,
Going to jail for the clout.
Instead, just send him to like a Chinese gold farm. Like, have him just... so now you have to play WoW forever. That's your punishment.
Wow, that would be a unique punishment.
It was released for Windows, Mac, Linux, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. And we played the 360 version because it is backwards compatible on Xbox One.
Hell yeah, it is.
The genre is puzzle platforming, portaling.
Yeah, I mean, if you know about Portal, if you've played Portal, it is that.
And I feel Portal has become one of those synonymous video game. It's almost like Mario. Like portals will be referenced in, when artists make those like 500 video game references in this one scene, portals will be in there,
Yeah, I think it's become sort of a puzzle classic because it's a great puzzle game. Like, I think it's really well designed and it's fun and it's easy to get. I mean, obviously the puzzles can be difficult, but it's fairly easy to control and do what you need to do once you figure out how to do it. And it's really enjoyable. Like, it's just fun to play with portals.
Yeah, and actually, probably none of what we're about to say is surprising to anyone because of how synonymous and how well received this game is, right?
Yeah, unless you haven't heard of Portal.
Which is wild. But hey, that's awesome. Actually, let me know because I want to know. Maybe you've just never really looked into it. Maybe you've heard of it, but you don't really know.
Maybe you've recently gotten into gaming in the last 5 years.
I think you'd still know Portal, honestly.
Maybe you would.
I feel like it's Mario, Sonic,
and Portal.
Cake is a lie,
Yep, those are the top 3 mascots out there. Just the cake is the mascot.
I do think, I guess we could start the factors, but I just want to mention the humor and GLaDOS talking and like the kind of negative stuff she says, like the it's funny because she's being so evil.
Sass.
Yeah. I think that's a little played out in today's. I think at the time, it was totally brand new almost.
Yeah, I agree. I think at the time it was really funny. I mean, I think it's still not that bad. We were playing through. It never was like offensive or
it was
like
never
stupid.
offensive or stupid, but I certainly didn't think it was funny.
No, me neither.
Yep.
It was just like, yep.
That's
okay.
what she says.
I think it's because it's so expected at this point, especially because after the first game, I think it might have been more interesting had they gone with a different kind of character to lead you through.
Really, really wanted you to succeed and was so excited, like helping you, like, jump here.
I mean, so isn't the okay? What game is it where you shoot the cores? It's like
Tracer Core.
Yeah. What is that?
That's just a random. Actually, that might be a Portal VR game.
Yes, I think you're right. That's a Portal related game. If they had like used one of those personalities to be the person that led you through, just any of them, because they're all really funny. You remember those guys?
Yeah,
the cores all were like really distinctive.
I'm quickly trying to find them. Portal has a lot of stuff.
Spin-offs? Does it really? The Lab.
Is that the Lab?
The Lab.
Oh yeah.
It was on the Vive. So yeah, I mean, I just think that if they had chosen one of those different personalities, I mean, they had like Wheatley and like some other characters within the main campaign. We didn't play that though. I'm just saying in this co-op mode, it would have been interesting to get some more of those personalities in there.
But the Lab came out in 2016. So they had a whole 5 years of being like, GLaDOS is not that funny anymore.
That's true.
Like,
good point.
And it's not their fault that GLaDOS isn't funny. It's everyone else who said, hey, GLaDOS is so funny, we're going to do that now.
Well, it's just played out. I mean, like not even if everyone else took it. I just mean, you did it before. We got it.
Yeah.
Let's try something different now.
Let's talk about the factors. Speaking about trying things that are exactly the same, let's do what we do every episode and talk about the factors.
Sometimes you just don't need a transition. So why don't we talk about the factors?
That's a transition. I
you
meant
know,
just let's talk about the fact that... No, I love it. Let's keep it in. Here we go.
I love it.
Type of co-op. Couch.
It is both online and couch. We did not do the online.
But we tried to emulate it.
For like 5 minutes.
We said, okay, let's not speak. Let's pretend we're on Xbox Live back in 2011, and none of us have headsets.
And you can use they have like a ping system, which I think is really helpful, and I'm really glad they have it, where you can sort of point something out to the other person.
I wonder if that's one of the first
ping systems.
That's
a good question.
Because they're in Borderlands 3, they're in Apex Legends.
You can be like, put a portal here, because otherwise how would you point out where you can see the wall where they can't see it? So on online especially, that would probably be useful. Yeah. But honestly, even if you are online, you could probably just talk to each other and it would still help. So I don't really know how what we were doing was emulating the online
if you didn't have microphones. Like if you both didn't have your microphones and you were somehow trying to go through. But almost immediately we were like, I saw you turning the wrong direction. And I just was like, I just need to say, don't do that. Don't go there. I know what you need to do.
Yeah, it would just take too long. So we just did our basic. It's split screen, which I think is totally fine for this game. I didn't come across any time at all where I was like, oh, I wish this was not split screen.
You're right. I just realized that too. Like
I never thought about it.
I didn't think about the split screen ever.
Because I think
was it horizontal or was it vertical?
I don't even remember.
It was vertical. It was vertical because side to side when we got in our tubes.
I think it's because you have a limited. You only need a small amount of like eye view to know what you're doing. The most eye view you need is to look for a wall and to make a portal. Like that's like mainly it. You don't need a wide screen. There's nothing coming at you on this from your peripheries. Like you don't need to have fast reaction times most of the time. So I think it really works for split screen. I think this is probably one of the best split screen games for co-op.
Yeah.
Just because we never missed not having a whole screen, and that's unusual.
Even think about it. That's crazy. I didn't put that together because a lot of the RPGs we've played that are split screen, like Borderlands, and we're working on this game called Outward. I hate the split screen. Like it's because I think you have so much reading and menus and everything.
I think Borderlands, it was the most heinous for me.
Yeah,
that was the time where I was like, I can't even see my whole menu. It was really annoying. Like they didn't even like design it correctly where I could see my menu if they had maybe changed that up. Anyway, but that game clearly really isn't meant to be played split screen. I don't think it should be played split screen. Think so.
But this one's a quintessential split screen co-op game.
Yeah, and I think it's totally fine to do it that way. So, which is great. I'm always for having more split screen games because that's less copies we need to buy.
Yeah.
Because a game like Monster Hunter where you can't have split screen, and that would be hell if you did.
You need another TV, another console, another copy of the game, and another subscription to PlayStation Plus or whatever.
That's true. So it's like so much more extra work and money to not play split screen games. So we don't do it often, but we do it for the games where it matters.
What?
Monster Hunter and Elder Scrolls Online.
I really like doing it that way, but yeah, it does require some more. I like having my own screen, obviously. Like I think everyone probably does.
Yeah, I don't see why not. Control
scheme. How are we playing this thing?
Xbox controllers. Easy, using your triggers to make portals. Sometimes I forget which one is on which. It has some sort of visual reference to help you remember, but then you don't necessarily know which one is in which place if you're not near them. But most of the time it's fine.
I did slip up a couple times, but most of the time
it's fine.
Generic first-person shooter controls.
Yeah. Except you have a portal.
And
we have different color portals. I was Peabody, he was Atlas. So I had red and orange portals. You had like light blue and dark blue ones.
Yeah. I wonder colorblind wise, do the blues ever cross? I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't
know how colorblindness works.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. That's a good question.
Progression, things to unlock.
Just levels.
Yeah,
we didn't really unlock anything. It'd be fun if we got in like costumes or like hats.
I think that's a very modern.
I feel like I say that every time. I'm always like, you know what? It'd be cool if we had a hat.
I always love customization. That's part of why I love Borderlands.
Yeah.
Like collecting the heads and the skins. Like that's fun.
I think even small things can go a long way as far as just like.
Borderlands has added gun trinkets, which are just little keychains dangling on your gun.
Oh, I love that.
Imagine
really
getting
cute.
little keychains hanging on your portal rifle.
Yeah, that's a great idea. All right, go back, redesign the game, put in the trinkets.
Well, no, make Portal 3.
There you go.
And add these, because this is a very modern, I think.
You think they'll ever come out with a Portal 3, or did Valve really just stop making games forever, huh?
Valve just made, they're making something.
Oh.
But there's the curse of the
Steam
3.
controller.
Left 4 Dead 3, they don't make. Half-Life 3, they don't make. Portal 3, they don't make. Half-Life 2.
None of the things anyone wants, you mean?
Half-Life 2 Episode 3, they won't make. Like, They stop before 3. It's weird.
I know. I think they just get nervous about finishing out with a bang, you know?
Yeah, I mean,
they know they can't finish.
Better to end on this high note where people want more.
I mean, at this point, I don't know if it is better because I think everyone's just kind of like, okay, well, screw you too.
Yeah. They did make Artifact, which I was interested in. But
was that the card game?
yeah, but the pricing model on that was absolutely inhibitive or like whatever. It was a wall. I was like, I'm not supporting that.
Yeah.
You pay for the game and then you still pay for cards.
Yeah, nah.
And with digital card games, I'm sorry, it's a little different when you're getting physical cards. I'm not paying for card packs like that. Shared loot or XP?
There's no loot or XP.
Yeah,
All
which is
you
kinda
unlock
nice.
is levels. Yeah, I mean, it's a simple, fun puzzle game. It's pretty bare bones as far as like features in the co-op mode, which, by the way, is very separate from the story mode. Like, you're not even using the same character. You have your own separate characters, and it's its own separate campaign, kind of.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of story. There's a little story. There's like a tiny little story where at the end you're like, oh, okay, that's like a thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I won't spoil it just in case you're like gonna go play it now. But it's pretty minimalistic, which I thought it was fine.
Yeah,
I wasn't needing
it's
more
kind of refreshing.
story.
I was gonna say that makes this a very good beginner game.
I think so.
However, you have to know first person. Like, double
No,
stick camera
well-
control movement is pretty hard for people.
Yeah, I guess so.
So it's kind of like, well, it's easy from the standpoint of being complicated.
But I think it's a good first-person shooter-like game because
Yeah.
there's no stress to go fast. There's no stress to perform well.
Except for that one puzzle, but you gotta go fast.
Yeah, well, there are a couple going fast puzzles, but you know what I mean. I mean, you're not like challenged by somebody else. It's cooperative, so there's no enemies.
Friendly fire.
No, not unless you consider like, I mean, you can take portals away that would then kill your partner.
Yeah,
So
but
I
that
guess that's
doesn't-
friendly fire, but not really. You can't
Yeah.
really hurt each other.
Right.
There's a wheel of like interactable things you can do with your partner, like high five, disco dance, take your heads off and switch them. I don't remember what they were.
It'd be cool if when you did switch them, they stayed switched.
Oh, see, stuff like that. It's the little things, you
So
know.
little things. Separate mode or full? We already covered. So
Yeah,
separate
separate
mode
mode.
completely. Full blown separate progression. The hub world's kind of cool.
And you can't play it on your own. You can't play the co-op mode on your own.
Right. True. The hub world's like a
It's like it looks like a warehouse kind of.
yeah. You have to
actually.
like figure out how to get to the next section.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know. It
It's
didn't
not
impress
hard.
me that much. Could have used more motivational posters or something.
That's true. The whole look of the game, I'm sort of over, personally. Like,
I kind of like it still.
Testing
I kind
lab.
of like it still.
but that is classic Portal, so I'm not knocking it.
Yeah.
I just like
Like the moments where you go into the rooms and you get the CDs and you pop them in. I liked those. I wish there was more of that kind of silliness. Like, I want more putting CDs in DVD like players, whatever.
yeah. Like when you break out into the human areas, right?
Yeah.
Or like the back,
Yeah.
you're like in the back rooms on the rafters and stuff.
Yeah, I like that kind
That
of stuff.
stuff is really cool. I just wish there was maybe more. I don't know what it would be yet.
Right.
Maybe you'd see the city outside or something. I don't even know where this factory is. Isn't it
Basically, like
underground?
expanding what they kind of do with the single player story, where they kind of go into that kind of crazy things, and pulling it into co-op would be fun. Making it more of like a campaign than just like a co-op puzzle kind of level by level thing. Not that that's bad. Like
No,
we said, we
it's not.
liked this, but it might be interesting to do in like a future iteration. There won't be any future iterations, but if there ever was.
You could sell puzzle packs. You could have the game be free and sell puzzle packs every month. $5.
That's
Here's 6
interesting,
new puzzles or 8 new
formula.
puzzles. Sell me a hat. Sell me a mustache.
Sell me a hat, sell me a mustache, sell me
But
an
let me
apron.
unlock those hats and mustaches if I want. Also,
Okay.
let's not talk about microtransactions.
Okay,
Let's
let's
not talk about microtransactions. Can you say that word fast?
microtransactions.
Microtransactions.
You're not very good at enunciating.
Microtransactions.
You fucked it up. Microtransactions. Ass.
Actions. Interruptive actions.
Yeah. Same
like you said,
situation of friendly fire.
Suck your portal. Suck
Suck your portal.
your portal up.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. Take
But
your portal
nothing
away.
crazy. The game doesn't have screen no-go. The game doesn't have any sort of limit.
Right.
So you can interrupt each other, but there is nothing to interrupt your flow.
Yeah, you're not like stopped if someone goes too far. Nothing like that, which is great. You're limited by the scope of the level you're in.
Which is totally fine.
Which is fine.
That
'cause it
doesn't
makes
count to
sense.
me.
You get a puzzle room and you're in there, and that's it. And you can't be interrupted based on what your partner's doing. So it's good.
Yeah, like there's no menu for you to go in, so you're not going to a menu and forcing me to pause,
Oh, true. Yeah. It's very good at keeping that flow going. That's for sure. And I think that's like for us like really kind of essential, kind of make or break a co-op game experience.
Because it sucks you out of it for me so
absolutely.
fast.
Because a game like Divinity Original Sin 2 could have done that, and they didn't. And like you could literally go so far away from your whoever you're with.
Anywhere,
you could do whatever you wanted.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
Yo, that game's coming to Switch. Are we?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, man. We're waiting for the next one.
Yeah,
such a great game. I might still play. I know. Well, I'm a little concerned about how it might run.
Yeah, but it's turn-based mostly.
There's still a lot of sometimes things like load up on the. I don't know. We'll see if it runs well. Maybe it'd be worth picking up a physical copy and like sharing it. Because I'd love to play again through with like a different character.
I kind of want to play solo, not to like.
Right. No, I know.
Yeah.
Me too.
They're also making like a tactics game. Did you see that?
I think I did.
Larian is making Divinity Original Sin Tactics or something, and it's the same.
But they're also making Divinity Sin Original 3.
Oh yeah, I mean and Baldur's Gate, dude. You want to talk about Larian Studios for the next hour?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay, then I guess we should talk about playing with random people online,
which we did not do.
And
nor would we want to. I mean, there's only two. It's 2-player co-op, strictly.
If that's the only way you can experience this, I don't know if you'll be able to.
I don't know who's playing.
How many
right
people
now.
are still playing this?
You'd have to find somebody.
Yeah, that's a slight bit of a bummer. I mean, not really. This is a co-op podcast. We love co-op, but you really cannot play this. Like you said it already, I know, but
just get a friend.
That's hard for some people. What if you can't? You know?
What if you can't?
Well then
you got other problems.
Live vicariously through us, and don't listen to Grace. You're a great person.
I never said they weren't a great person.
They're probably not. If they don't have friends, they probably suck.
That's not true. You can have all kinds of problems that make it so you can't have friends, even if you don't suck.
Like if you look at someone, they turn to stone.
Yeah, Medusa probably has a lot of issues.
Does Medusa have any friends? Besides
her
snake
heads. Yeah.
Difficulty of the co-op.
Honestly, I thought it was pretty easy. I thought most of the time it wasn't that intense. Like, I feel like we could go through this pretty casually.
That's what I love about this game, is the puzzles make you feel smart, not dumb.
But you know what's interesting is I've heard from different people, different couples, and I've also had a different experience where it was much harder and not fun.
I found, so I played this game co-op all the way through the day it came out, and then I never touched it again because it was not my copy. Never touched this game again, and then this is the next time I played it. My memory of it was that it was far easier than it was this time.
But it wasn't even that hard.
So either my partners are vastly different in intellectual ability, or I got stupider. We're going to go with that.
Wait, what the fuck? Are you trying to like shade me?
I played
right
it with
now?
my college roommate.
Okay.
And we beat it in like a day. And then this one, there were times where we got stuck for a little while. And,
but not that long.
If you look at the factors and you use the scientific
not that
method,
long. No.
I just think I got stupider. No,
anyway,
you're right. Not that long. We were never.
My point was,
we were never
I think,
stumped.
Depending on who you're playing with, it could be a vastly different experience. Just because you might get really frustrated at each other. It depends. I don't know.
It's such a lax game, though. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that.
There was just someone on a podcast we watched had talked about it, and it stuck with me because they were like, "Yeah, me and my girlfriend tried to play, and we ended up at each other's throats." And also, I remember trying to play this with my brother when it first came out. And I mean, he's my sibling and we're close in age, so it's also totally different, but...
And there's some factors that play there.
Yeah, of course.
There's a factor. Should you play this with your brother?
No. We had problems. We did not get through this. So, yeah, I don't know.
Do you remember how far you got when you tried
Not
to
very.
play?
Like, I a couple levels, honestly.
Really?
We didn't try that hard. But literally, we would stop playing over fucking Mario. So, I don't know if that's... But Mario's, I feel...
Mario's hard. What are you talking about?
Mario's a lot more like you will throw someone in the fucking lava pit. So, anyway, whatever. I would say pretty easy co-op. Wise. Easy to communicate, easy to get through. The puzzles are difficult, but I think...
No time limit, so you can
there's no
figure
time
it out
limit. Thank
at
God.
your own pace.
Thank God.
And then playing off that same factor, the next factor is intensity.
Yeah, I think it's chill. There were times when it was like we got a little bit like, but like not really.
But I wouldn't want it to stay chill the whole time necessarily.
Yeah.
Like even Wilmot's Warehouse has that 10-minute time limit. I saw it on your screen. So even the chill game has... Whoa, there's a time limit.
So the way Wilmot's Warehouse works is there's like 3 times you deliver, and there's a time limit when you deliver, and then when you're organizing, and then you get unlimited time to sort of take stock. So that's like a cycle. So there'll always be a time when there's no time limit, which is great because you can kind of regroup. Anyway, my point is, you're wrong. It wasn't 10 minutes. But yeah, it's nice not to have a time limit in this game. That would definitely inhibit my enjoyment. I'm just not really into like... Are there a lot of puzzle games anyway with time limits? I guess there are. There's some out there.
Yeah, I mean, or just that you're timed and your score at the end.
I'll never forget that the last puzzle of 999 was a Sudoku timed puzzle.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait, is 999 related
a banger.
to Al Somenimum?
It's made by the same director, yeah.
It's AI Somenum.
And I'm excited.
I thought you were going to correct me. So is that related?
Now. I'm not sure. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past them, but I don't think it is supposed to be.
What's the other one? 99999.
999, Zero Escape.
Zero Escape. That's the one I played.
And there's a third
Virtue's Last Reward.
Virtue's Last Reward. Wow, the fact that you remember that. I played all three, and I fucking love those games. They're so weird, but also very dark.
I don't know anything about them, so maybe what I'm about to say isn't helpful, but I played the one on the spaceship. No? I don't know. There was a hallway with 4 doors across from each other, and they were like prison cells, maybe. And then you were like,
there's one on
drawers.
A boat.
It wasn't a boat.
I mean, I think you played the second one, maybe.
Yeah, I think I played Virtues.
I think that one's on space. Like, you don't know that originally. I think that's kind of a spoiler.
It is very clear to me that it's on a spaceship.
Okay, anyway, whatever. Moving on. You should play those games. Everyone should play those games.
Not co-op.
They're great. They're not co-op. They're single player.
Could you both be watching the screen, one person controlling the other person giving...
I wouldn't do that.
No?
Considering they moved these games to PC, I think in something else, the PS4 maybe? They were on...
I played on Vita.
Yeah, they were on the handhelds originally. I wouldn't do that. Not a big fan of, over-the-shoulder gaming like that. Very literally over-your-shoulder gaming. Where are we about Portal 2?
Yeah, well... Where we were was the most crucial factor we have now. Is it a pizza party game? This is a subset of intensity. You're right. I thought you were going to argue it.
This is a yes or no question, and it's a solid no.
Yeah.
Wait, we added that last time, right?
We added it like 3 times ago.
Oh, did we bring it up for Overcooked?
Yeah.
Definitely a pizza party game. Anyway.
Yeah. This is not, and I'm curious why.
Because I think it's a slower pace.
It's a slower pace.
It's not... Pace. It's not that exciting.
It doesn't have that time limit of 3 minutes of like, all right, your turn. You pass in the controller.
Yeah. I don't think it's an exciting pizza party game. I think a pizza party game has to be a bit more...
Rounds. There has to be rounds. You have to be swapping controllers. You have to be moving fast, doing stuff.
Anyways, it's a no. Moving on.
Competitiveness of the co-op.
Not at all. Sometimes GLaDOS will call you out, but I think it's fake.
It's not real. Yeah,
it's
right.
Fake. They'll be like, totally. Wow, Orange, you really just showed up blue. And you're like, I didn't really do anything. I just died, but okay.
It does make you feel good, though.
It's kind of fun and cute. I like it. But yeah, no competitiveness. Sometimes we're like, oh, I'm going to get to the fucking tube
I'm going to get to the exit door first. And then, I got there every time first. So.
And then we shoot each other with the guns, does nothing, and we move on. It's a good sound. I love the sound effects in these games, for sure.
I like there's effective. A song that plays at some point that's like, and it's like they're building the robot.
Oh,
when was that? I feel like
it's in the very beginning.
Only one time?
Yeah.
That stuck with me though. I was expecting it every time we went in our tubes. I was like, now it's time for the song.
No.
And it never happened. And the last one, strategy or tactics?
Not really. I think we just sort of took we didn't take turns, but most of the time, one of us would get it before the other, and then we would kind of like go like, okay, do this. Sometimes we would get it together, or we would just kind of figure it out as we go. But yeah, a lot of the time be like, oh no, I got it. Shut up, I got it. And then be like, okay, put it over there.
Yeah. The most intense moments were you saying, okay, I got it, reminded me of when we would shush each other because we had to perform. A couple of puzzles.
My brain had to perform.
A couple of puzzles, you have to do some physical stuff, not just like...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Not just, whatever,
brain
work.
Power.
You actually had to, all right, I'm going to have to run to this button, run back, shoot a portal here, run back while you're in the air, juggle you 3 times,
Right. There would sometimes be more of a hand on one side than the other of, like, difficulty. Yeah. But you could switch back and forth.
But it was never...
Never that hard.
Really that bad. It was just like, okay, here we go. Golf. It's like golf. It's not that hard.
It is like
you
golf.
just hit a little ball in a cup.
You set it up and you shoot it.
Come on, it's not hard. But you do got to be quiet.
Golf sucks.
Everybody's golf. Great game. Is there anything else you want to talk about? We hit all the factors.
I don't think so. I've had my ups and downs with how I felt about this game throughout the process. At first, I was like, man, I could like basically not play this game again. And then when we were playing, I was having fun though. It was one of those games where I wasn't really looking forward to it, but I was playing. I was like, all right, like this is fun. But once we finished a room, I'd be like, okay, I'm done now.
I wonder if that's...
You know what? I don't think I like puzzle games that much.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But also, is that a byproduct of so many games have taken some form of inspiration, whether it be the writing or the... No?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Because I don't play a lot of games like this, so I think for me it's unique, and I liked playing with the portals, and I liked the mechanics, and I liked the puzzles, and it did make me feel smart. It was never a puzzle game that was too hard for me, which I appreciate, because that's a big reason I don't like puzzle games. It's like, I can't always get it, and I'm dumb a little bit.
Some of those Layton puzzles.
Some of the later ones, you mean?
Professor Layton and the Mystery Village, or whatever those games are called.
Well, it turns out those aren't actually that hard, and maybe I was just like a child.
No, those are... I guess, yeah, I haven't played in a while.
I don't know who I heard recently say, like, you know what? I went back and played Professor Layton. Actually, it wasn't that hard.
It's more like some are super easy and some are just what?
It's just never fun. That for me, it was just never fun. My kind of puzzle game is Phoenix Wright, where it's like the puzzle is tied into the story, and it's more like detective work. 999, that's a great example. Those games are puzzle games, but they're
like escape room games, right? Yeah.
Games. I much prefer that kind of thing. But I think overall, I did enjoy this. I'm glad we played through it. I'm glad, like, by the time we beat it, I felt really satisfied. I think that was good.
Something I think that helps the game be so good is that the mechanics of all the systems are very tight. When you jump on the blue gel, you will always jump at the same height, the same distance. It will always work. There's no like physics cheesiness.
Yeah, it's true.
It doesn't feel like there's a way to cheese this game. Now, I'm sure
precise.
If I go watch a speedrun, someone's like bouncing on blue-green gel and turning into purple, and
but it's not frustrating in the way of like, ugh, if just my dude was moving over. So I'm comparing this to that other game we played, that we did review, which was, I never can remember the fucking name of the game.
It's episode 40, so now I don't have any clue what you're talking about.
Okay, the game where you're like the fire and ice dude. I literally never remember the name of it.
Degrees of Separation.
Degrees of Separation. Did we talk about that on a podcast?
Yeah, I think so.
I think we did.
That was a forgettable game.
It was a forgettable game. I never remember the name of it. So my big problem with that game also was that the mechanics didn't feel tight enough that I wasn't sure if it was me or the game that was making me screw up.
Yes.
So with Portal 2, it's never the game.
Excellent example. That's exactly what I was trying to, like...
Thank you. I'm very eloquent. I can always sum it up quick and fast.
You just have to be reminded what the damn game was called.
I didn't say I had a good memory. But yeah, I agree with you. It's very tight, and I think that really adds to, you don't have to worry about the game fucking up. You just gotta figure out the puzzle, and you'll get there. It's never gonna take you more time just because, like, oh, am I jumping right? I don't know.
And I like that as far as I could tell, there were no red herrings, no fake.
True, very true.
No fake mechanic, no portal sections you didn't need to use, no paint droppers you didn't need to use, no bouncers you didn't need to use.
Right. I mean, you're given all the pieces of a puzzle, and you got to put them together.
I think
it helps
the red herring type stuff that they could add would actually really hinder it.
Yeah,
because it'd be like, now it's just frustrating.
Right. I think it never got to the point where some of the puzzles were difficult, but it never got to the point where it was frustrating for me. Yeah. It was always fun. It was always like, we're gonna get it eventually. We're never gonna not get it. I mean, we're gonna get it. So I liked that. That aspect of it was good. As a puzzle game, one of the more successful co-op puzzle games, that's for sure.
Yeah.
We haven't played a lot of those successfully.
So if it's so successful, what kind of rating are we giving it?
Wow, you really set me up there. I would say I want to give it an A.
I'm thinking double S.
Wow.
This is... Name some... But there's nothing... There's
nothing better than Portal 2.
No, there's SSS games. Triple S games.
I want to give it an A+.
What about an S?
S minus?
No minuses in our system. What about an S? Because
this
game is still...
A+?
This game is still a very, very good co-op game.
But I wasn't looking forward to playing it. And for me, I have to look forward to playing a game for it to get into S's. But I think every person who has a co-op partner to play with should play this game. And I think that automatically bumps it to S, because you at least have to try it. That's fair. It's a classic. Okay, I can agree.
You have to try it. You may not like it. And Grace's experience was more like apparently an F.
No, I said an A.
Grace's experience was lesser, but mine was... So last time, most times we were one score away, and then we go in the middle with a plus. This has been the first one, I think, where
we've been 2
I'm
away.
like, yo, this is an SS, and you think it's an A.
Okay, let's just give it an S then, because I do agree that it's a game I feel many people could enjoy, and
have
on the
to at
objective
least-
sense of things.
Yeah.
Even though this is our experience, but I agree.
They heard your points, and now they have to hear the facts.
Okay.
The fact is,
None of this is a fact.
the
It's a
fact is,
fucking
you should
game.
play this game.
The fact is,
You might not like it, but hey, we got it at Book Off for $6.99 used. It's not a big investment.
yeah, I think it's a great co-op game to try for anybody. And if you find that you're screaming at each other near the end of the
Shut it
first
down.
puzzle room, shut it
Shut it
down.
off. Shut
you
it
know
down.
what? Not worth your
You're not
relationship.
siblings, don't do it.
If you're siblings, don't even bother. It's not gonna be worth it.
But yeah,
Alright.
I think that I really want them to make a Portal 3 now. I'd like to see what they do with that in a modern, modern tendencies. Yeah, true.
But it's a nice idea. But I agree with you. I would love to see it in Portal 3.
Well, hey, I think that about wraps it up.
I think it does.
Let's head out. Let's head out of this show. Let's head into the closer. I don't have a good. I need a good.
Sometimes you don't need a transition to close. And here it is.
Ba-bum.
All right.
So today is my birthday.
Really?
No, what day is this publishing? It might be. Yes, it is. It is.
Oh my god.
Today's my birthday, guys. You're listening to this on my birthday.
If he doesn't screw this up and not edit on time.
Oh, I'm
like
gonna because I
last-
can't edit it that night because AEW Dynamite on TNT is
Yeah.
on. Wednesday Night Dynamite, baby.
Anyways.
I don't know where I was going with that. It really wasn't supposed to just be a plug about my birthday, but no, I'm excited. Why don't you tell me about an
30.
indie game that maybe I don't know about? Maybe we should know about.
Well, this indie game is also a puzzle game, so I thought it fits well into the theme of this whole situation.
A little bit of a Larry Daring's game
A little
pairing.
bit of Larry Daring's game pairings. And you know what's interesting? These games are themselves Larry Daring game pairings with themselves.
What?
Okay, so recently on Twitter, I look around for new co-op games all the time and see what the indies are doing out there. And I saw that there's this game called We Are Here Together coming out on October 10th. And I was like, interesting. So I looked into it, and it turns out this is a series of games all called We Are Here 2, and now We Are Here Together. These games are developed by Total Mayhem Games, and they're available on Steam and Xbox One. And essentially, they're co-op only based sort of escape room games where you're in most of the time this like abandoned castle. I think all 3 games kind of take place in a similar castle. And you have to communicate with each other. You're not in the same escape room. You're in different parts of the place, and you have to talk to each other to help solve the puzzles that are in your respective rooms. So you have to. So it's an interesting idea. I like it. I think we'd have fun playing it. I feel because like I said, I like escape room type puzzles,
Right.
where you have the information, you just need to know how to put it together.
See, I like all puzzle games. You like them more specifically that style. So
Yeah.
maybe this is one that we'd really love.
The only thing is, we would have to figure out how to play it because, like I said, it's Steam and Xbox One. It's not on PS4.
It's not split screen.
It's not split screen. You must play it online because
well,
you're on
I mean,
different. You need different screens.
You're sitting at a computer and I'm right near an Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, if that's true. But oh wait, that's true. Just don't look at my screen because that's cheating. We have to.
Yeah,
we
that's
can
fine.
communicate.
We can do the thing.
We should
like,
try. That'd be fun.
Tape a blanket to the monitor and put the blanket over your head so you're in a little blanket chamber.
We could, or just like don't look.
That's hard.
Well, you'll have to
I
find your
love
way.
to cheat.
So yeah, that game sounds really cool. I mean,
What
all
is it called
3,
again? Sorry.
We Are Here, and then We Are Here 2, and We Are Here Together.
And now We Are Here Together is the only one that's.
That's the new one coming out on October 10th, but they're all this similar gameplay.
But are
It's
they all
the same thing.
co-op? Because together.
Yes, they're all co-op.
Really, the one with together is not where they add co-op.
No, I just maybe
That's
they're
weird. I
not
don't
sure
like
what
that.
to call it.
But I need to talk to Total Mayhem. Oh, Total Mayhem. That's why.
Why?
Well, that's mayhem.
That is mayhem. It's chaotic of a way to name your games. Anyway, I think it sounds fun. We'll probably give it a shot. I'm interested,
Me too.
and I really wanna. We just put out our escape room episode eventually.
We have an escape room episode in the can.
Yeah, we do.
We've not released yet.
Because we did an escape room. And
Almost-
we like escape rooms,
Yeah.
essentially. So I love the idea of an escape room game. So yeah.
Me too. I always forget that I want to call that segment the buried treasure of the month. Because
Oh, that's cute.
or like, hey Grace, why don't you give me a treasure map? because because buried treasure's not always like the chest
What's
might
wrong
be empty.
with indie highlight of the week though? Of the month.
Indie highlight of the week of the month.
Okay, excuse me. Indie highlight of the month is what I meant.
Well, but maybe we don't want to be highlighting it because sometimes that game might suck.
I think we talked about this last time too. I
Buried
remember this.
treasure implies like it
Could
could be
be
a chest full of gold or a chest full of
Bottle caps.
stale marshmallows.
Ew.
You know?
Ew.
It's the buried treasure indie highlight of the week.
Okay, of the month.
Of the month.
Of the week of the month.
Love it. Okay, now is the part of the show where I ask you to tell me where they can find us all over the internet.
Well, Craig, you can follow us over on Twitter at Saves Together. That's where we post the majority of our updates and episodes. And we're also over at Instagram with the same name, posting picture updates. So yeah, go do it. Go follow us. We're trying to post more pictures these days.
And now,
And now, a song from
and now
Craig.
a song. No, and now if you want to do something really cool,
Oh,
pretend
what?
at the
Do
beginning of the
tell.
episode you shot your left trigger portal, and now at this point in time you're shooting the right trigger portal.
How long were you thinking about this?
And I should have thought about it right at the beginning and said I'm shooting a blue portal now, right?
Okay.
Anyways, then if you just put this episode on repeat, it's kind of like it's going through a portal.
Yeah, and then if you play it at super fast speed, you're going through a portal run on orange goo.
With the orange goo.
With the orange goo.
We should go back and edit in a time where we go and we shoot orange goo all over everything.
I hope you enjoyed that sound.
I can't wait to hear what that sounds like. And then when you're eventually done, you can just go and drop blue right before the end portal and get out of here. Just jump over the
Yeah,
portal. and
turn the
we're done.
Xbox off.
Turn it off. Okay,
What's the sound the Xbox makes when it gets turned off? And it's like, boop,
No, it's like doo-doo, or like doo-doo. No, it's a little more chimey.
doo-doo,
Hold on, it's like
doo-doo, doo-doo. That was turning on.
okay. Let me hold on. Let me turn it off now. So it's like a boop. It's like a boop. Oh,
That wasn't it. Boop, boop.
I think it's more like a